Hey, good morning. Welcome to Podcast from the Pit. I'm Casey.
I'm Eric.
I'm Max.
I'm Wes, aka Joe Hunter 73.
So long week at work. So happy to be here this Saturday morning or Saturday evening for Ronnie.
Yep.
But
Ronnie.
Ronnie. So happy to be here. I'm gonna say hi to the chat real quick because somebody popped in here I haven't talked to in a while, and I miss them. So I'm just gonna say hi to Joe A. Raw.
Hey,
Good morning.
Morning, Joe.
Joe.
Todd
Hey,
Smith. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Todd.
Larry. Good morning.
Hey, Larry.
Mr. Larry.
Mr. Larry.
Jeremiah. Good morning.
What's
Jezza.
going on, big man?
Jetman.
Peter Malloy. Good morning.
Good
What's up,
morning.
Peter?
Adam Bomb Customs. Good
I
morning.
was just talking to him just about 3 minutes ago or better.
What's up, A-Bomb?
Yeah. Foot 1212. Good morning.
Hey, big man.
What's up,
Hello.
Foot?
And Ronnie saying, "Click go live." And we were a little late, but I was talking Star Trek, so it's cool.
They
I
had
don't
to
know
stop
about
me
that.
from talking.
What's up, Swordsman?
Hey,
Hey,
Matthew Comstock.
so good to see you, Matthew. I was just think I need to reach out. I haven't talked to you in a while.
So Matthew's been working on refurbishing some of his vehicles.
Uh-huh.
That would be a good show.
We've
I
done
bet.
that once with them.
Yeah, he's got a lot more.
Oh, I'd
What-
love to update that.
Ran into him
Brand-
at Joe Fest.
Yeah,
That was
He's
fun.
he's a great guy.
Yeah,
Such a great guy.
got
his-
a good couple of pictures with him.
Nice.
His traveling companion is a little strange. Hans.
Of course.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, of course?
Wreck ship.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Ahoy, me matey.
Get better, buddy. James.
James. Good morning.
What's going on, James?
Crash. My Joe
Morning,
Fest
Crash.
roommate.
Morning, Crash.
Good morning. GI Jokers.
It's them.
Good morning.
Hey, Steve.
One End Toys. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, One in Toys.
Hey, White Vegeta.
Hey.
Good morning.
Hello.
Met him at Joe Fest this year.
Yep.
Super
Yes.
nice.
Still
Really
got that
cool
crate.
dude.
Shark Eyes. Good morning, Adam.
There's that.
Yeah,
T-word.
somebody is sitting behind me. It's myself. I'm looking over my own shoulder.
Wave to yourself. Hello.
Hey.
Hello, everybody.
Hey. Hey, everybody.
So Adam says that Max has computer monitors for glasses.
Yeah. I'm trying to not have that. I will look down my nose at you, Adam.
You know how to keep from doing that?
car?
Please sit in the car.
No, you could get contacts.
Yeah, no.
No, I've tried them. No.
No, I no.
I get right here and I go,
claw my eyes out.
yeah. Every time I go to put them in, I close my eyes so it don't work.
Yeah, I wore them for a long time, and then I just got to a point where they just hurt. It was awful. Couldn't do it.
Fortunately, I only need them if I'm reading, so it's not so
Well,
bad.
Yeah.
I have the eyes of a nearsighted hawk, so I have to have them to drive.
Yeah. Well, these are reading glasses, so yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to see half of what you guys are writing.
Thanks, Ronnie. We're in one of them there fancy hotels. It's called a microtel.
Microtel.
Yeah.
Shark, I wish there was some bourbon in this coffee. Actually, I wish there was some like Irish cream or something, but it's just black.
Yeah, Jeremiah, I don't blame you. I could never do contacts.
Mm-mm.
No, I can touch the white of my eye, no problem. But if I go to put a contact in, it's like, nope. I instantly blocks it.
Mhm.
So, how's your guys' week?
Oh, busy.
Week.
Crappy to substandard.
Glad it's the weekend.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
My wife made me take off last night so we could go racing.
That's good.
She told me she'd throat punch me if I didn't.
Oh,
Wow. Right there. Man, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
All right, stop the show. Let's go get breakfast.
Actually,
It's like,
I
we're
can
done.
I can go downstairs right now and get a waffle. They're serving breakfast.
Yeah.
Don't tease us.
And Ronnie says his week has been fantastic. Yeah. Welcome to the Admirals Club. Mine's still
But
in a box.
you have to have a flag to join the Admirals Club.
There
Yep.
actually is a Facebook group called the Admirals Club, and you have to have a flag to join it.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm
Are
on
you in
there.
it, Casey?
Mm.
Are you in it, Casey?
Yeah.
Yeah, ditto.
No tutors there, buddy. The hotel I'm staying in has a breakfast where you can go down and make your own waffle.
Continental.
I love those
breakfast.
hotels.
Yeah.
Continental. So like upscale standing when you go down and look at the eggs and the whatever they call potatoes or something for your breakfast, you're like, yeah, that's not well, it's free,
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
just dive into it. But yeah, the waffles, you can never go wrong with that.
So I guess everybody's getting hit with pulse charges.
Hmm.
The
Ooh.
only thing I ever get from Pulse is if Rex Ship picks me up something, I just get it off of him, so I don't have to pay the shipping charges.
I got an email about a certain Operation Monster Force figure. It might be shipping soon.
But that would be.
Oh, is
How long
Donner,
you been waiting
Donner
on
Party?
that?
Donner Party, yes. No moose nuggets there, Ronnie. Squirrel gravy would be awesome. I can't stand apple butter, even though we make it. I hate it.
I love it.
So, you guys would you guys try a full Scottish breakfast that includes black pudding and haggis?
Yes.
I will
would
try
not
it
try it.
once.
Yeah,
I
I'll
wouldn't.
try it.
I have
am
always
not
wanted
that
to try
brave.
haggis.
I think it'd be like a sausage type thing. You don't want to see it made. Just
What's up, Gary?
Gary,
Gary.
hey, Gary.
my Vegeta says pre-orders have been coming hot and heavy.
Mm.
Oh, and the ramen tank too. Nice.
Nice.
Wow. Big boy.
I wouldn't put it like that, Jono, but I appreciate it.
KC, why you gotta be like that?
And Adam says, guess who's not getting hit with pulse charges? Australia wins again.
Because he has that one guy that just gives him the stuff.
The guy
Yeah.
that works at the factory. The kid that works at the
Yeah.
factory.
He's got
That's
the inside.
preaching today, right then and there.
There
Lord
we
scale.
go.
And yeah, Marauders geared up figures.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Kiwi.
Hey, Kiwi.
Hello.
Campbell.
All right. As usual, our chat is awesome. If
Yes.
you guys don't mind, maybe hit the like button. That would always
Smash
go
it.
to help us out. And haggis isn't that bad. I just don't think I can try it.
Mutton. That was on a Seinfeld episode.
Okay.
Could
Yeah.
never figure out what mutton was.
It's sheep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't eat that.
Lamb, sheep.
No, lamb's completely different. It's
Lamb is-
mutton's is stronger.
Okay.
A broken leg of lamb.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's do show and tell before we get into the
Oh
topic
yeah.
of today.
Casey, I got a suggestion.
Yes.
Let's do show and tell before we get into the conversation.
Hey, great. We'll start with you.
Excellent idea.
I have nothing.
Wait, you don't have your
I-
travel figures with you?
Yeah.
I got
Oh, okay,
There you
there you go.
a little hillbilly.
Little hillbilly with the little nuggets.
Hey, now.
So if you guys want, I'll go next.
Sure.
I actually got some Motu. Very happy to have it. I had it sitting in my pile loop for a while. But cartoon collection. I love the cartoon collection. I got Bo.
Oh, nice.
In unpopular opinion, I do like Filmation better than Sunbow. And I got Shadow Weaver.
Nice.
Shadow.
And my favorite figure I got this week, Whiplash.
Nice.
Okay.
So all these, I mean, I just open them up and it's just like watching my Filmation videos. They're so good.
Mhm.
But that's what I got this week.
Cool.
Max?
Sure. Okay. So
Sure.
recent purchases. I did splurge. I only really wanted the figure. I didn't want the tactical porta potty, so I wanted the figure, and so I got a couple of these guys because I like the Trench Viper, and Jetman was kind enough to take the porta potties off my hands, so they're on their way. Jeremiah, if you're watching, they're on their way. I shipped them yesterday, and then of course our ESU figure, and I just stuck with the Joes. I got a bunch of stuff, probably spent more than I needed to at Joe Lanta. So I got some NECA turtles and Usagi Yojimbo and
Nice.
picked up several Cobra Troopers, the original ones, and the Cobra Officer. There was a vendor that was doing buy two, get one free. So I decided to take advantage of that. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I went in thinking I'm only going to spend this much money. And then I spent this much money. So yeah, but I definitely really like this Trench Viper. So
It's kind of like going to Joe Fest.
yeah. So it's kind
Have
of
you
like
guys
you have to
ever-
ask somebody, like, where's the ATM?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been to a convention and not spent a dime?
That's a good
I-
question.
I don't know.
I've done that.
Don't know how you do.
I've done it.
It's like
It was
they just didn't have anything that you wanted.
nothing I was willing to buy. I mean, I had a couple $100 with me, and it just nothing like blew me away. Like, hey, you have to get this.
Mhm.
But I had a good time talking to all my friends, so
Yeah,
it's totally
That's
worth it.
That's the big thing right
Mhm.
there.
yeah. Well, Mr. West.
Yeah. I was reading Joe Ara's comment there. There we go. Yeah, Casey, I think I almost did almost gosh, almost say that as much as I say fantastic on Ronnie. I think that last one I went to, I was walking out without buying anything, and that's when I picked up that Wrangler helicopter
Hmm.
a few months ago.
Oh,
and I'm pretty
yeah.
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a convention or two that I went to, and just like there's nothing there. Yeah. So yeah, my show and tell. I
Hello.
got
Morning,
the
Paul.
hey Paul, morning Paul. The comprehensive history on the creation of GI Joe toy brand by Dan Klingensmith. I got volume. There we go.
Nice.
Okay.
I got
Nice.
volume 3, 4, 5, 6, I already had 7 and 8 and 1 and 2.
Nice.
And then I got 9. I think 10 was sold out and 11. And so I got 12. So, and they're on sale on his website. There's a few left.
Okay.
So,
Definitely recommend them for sure.
and I did the old like, well, you can't just afford it all in one lump sum of a payment, then you can definitely split it over time on PayPal every 2
Nice.
weeks.
Oh,
It's a nice
Yeah,
little
okay.
trick. No interest. But yeah, these are really cool. That's the back of volume 3. Yeah. So definitely think I'll be doing some videos on my channel on these books
Cool.
in the near future.
So Jeremiah, yes, I do like it better than Deke, but I also still like it better than Sunbow. But they're close. Sunbow and Filmation are close. All right, trying to catch up on chat. Sorry, boys. You guys can keep
You're
talking.
fine.
I'm reading it too.
I am not.
It's further away for me to read, so it's taken me a while.
Yep, 100% agree, Kiwi.
Yes, sir.
And Ronnie, I believe that.
Oh my.
Man, I love our chat. I'm sorry.
Aren't we supposed to be talking or something?
Thanks,
Yeah.
Adam.
I don't know.
Hey, Lilith.
What's up,
Hey.
Lilith?
Hope you're doing okay. I haven't seen you in a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah. We I lost track of my never mind.
Squirrel.
Yep.
So let's talk about the rules of today's show, which I'm not super familiar with because I'm a bad host.
No, you're not.
I'm a bad co-host.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not.
Thanks, Casey.
No, stop. No.
Silence.
But
I know how everybody feels about me now.
Sorry, Eric.
It's okay. I'm used to it.
I got distracted, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
sitting over
Yeah.
here posing my figure and everything.
You,
That's
you
what
was-
she said.
you was
Lilith, I hope
looking at
everything's
the-
better now.
Yeah. You was just looking at the butterflies flying through your room. He's like, ooh, doo, 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 doo.
So for people don't know, we had a Joe Fest chat group for when we were all down there. We can all hook up and all that, but it's continued and we've added a few people to it, and it's a blast. Honestly, I'd be at work and I'll see like 20 posts on there, so I'll catch up real quick and read what's
Or
going
get-
on.
I'll get up
Mm.
in the morning and be like 1,000 posts between
Yeah.
Sharky and Ronnie and Jeezer and Wreck Ship. I'm like, good Lord, do these people not sleep?
Well,
mean-
now you know how Ronnie and Adam feel when they
Right.
when Jonah's going off on something.
On pulse charges and
Yeah,
which I totally get.
Yeah.
yeah. It's funny.
Yes,
enjoy it.
and Roddy is correct. Jono is prolific in the chat. But I mean, it started off as just a way that we can all hook up and go to where we're going to meet up and all that. And I'm glad we kept it going because it's a lot of fun.
Meet
Yeah.
me at the 4th oldest Waffle House
Yes.
In the
We can run-
world.
in the
Yes.
world. In the
The longest running one still. We forgot
Uh,
that. Longest
Is it the
running
one
Waffle
across the
House.
river in South Carolina?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But So we'll come up with like some show ideas out of there and we just
Yeah.
run with it. Because the podcast from the pit, we need all the help we can get. Plus, we'd like to be one of those podcasts who is interactive.
Yeah.
If you got a show idea, great, pitch it. Only one caveat is if you come up with an idea, you have to come on.
You used a big word. You get the attaboy for the day.
It's not a big word,
Yeah, it is.
but
Spell it then.
What do you
this-
say?
this
Caveat?
started with a conversation between Max and Wes, and I was at work. So I only caught some of it, but I like the idea. So who wants to talk about the idea?
Max, that was your idea first, so you go.
Alrighty. So when I got back into collecting a couple of years ago, one of the things that kind of stuck in my mind, or kept coming back to my mind, was what was the last thing as a kid, like before we quote unquote aged out, right? I mean, some of us might have continued to collect on to where we are today, but some of us, it was like, middle of high school or whatever time it was, what was the last figure you either purchased, got as a gift, maybe traded? I did a lot of trading when I was a kid with kids in the neighborhood. So a lot of the figures that I got, I might not have bought, I might have gotten from somebody else. So I just thought that might be an interesting topic for people to talk about. Like, did you never even stop collecting? Like, there's never been a stop,
That'd be awesome.
So, yeah, like,
Right.
you have a warehouse full of all of your memories. I mean, my brother-in-law, he still has all of his Star Wars stuff, all of his Joe stuff. His mom saved everything.
Wow.
I mean, the vehicles, the figures, everything, plastic bins, they're in impeccable condition. I don't know why he hasn't sold them to pay for his kids' college. So I don't know. Maybe he has. I don't know. But
Does he
but
display
he
them
wheels
at all?
them out every now and then.
Oh, okay.
No, he'll bring them out and kind of, show them on
Wow.
the dining room table sometimes, but yeah, I think his prized possession is the AT-AT. So anyway, and I invited him to Joe Lanta, but he couldn't make it. I invited my brother and my brother-in-law to go to Joe Lanta, and neither one of them could make it this time around. So anyway, that was just kind of the genesis of the topic for today is, do you remember what it was?
Yeah.
That moment, like when you just like, it's kind of like, in my mind, it's kind of like the official end of your childhood and you're moving into adolescence or young adulthood or whatever. So anyway,
That's such a great idea. And, when we're kids, we're playing them for our toys. We weren't collecting, we played with them. All we could think about is, oh, I can't wait till I'm older and I can do this, I can do that, Now that we're older, we're like,
oldish.
I just
Yeah.
wish I could, have the time to set up my toys and do whatever I want, play again. I cannot wait until my granddaughter's old enough to play with the toys that I've put back for her. I've got some She-Ra stuff put back for her. And yeah, I will get down right on the ground with her and I will play. We can play with my Eternia playset, Castle Grayskull, all of it. I don't care. It's a perfect opportunity to be a child again.
Yeah. I mean, some would say that men never really grow up. It's, what's the difference between men and boys but the size of our toys?
Right. And
So
my wife would
it's-
agree with that.
Yeah, mine would too.
She says I
Yeah.
am the hardest one to raise out of me and our three daughters.
Wife says she's still trying to raise me.
Yeah, a friend of mine, she said I have 3 boys. Well, I have 4 boys and 3 of them are my sons. Something like that.
Nice. I like it. Yep.
Yeah.
But so as far as like the last toy you got, I'll just go ahead and start.
Mhm.
I did some thinking on that.
And do you
and-
still have it?
No, I do not.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah, I
is
didn't
from
mention
childhood.
that. Yeah, if you still have it, that's good.
Yeah. I guess it was 1987, and I got a list of like figures I got for Christmas. It was last year my parents bought me toys. I was 15, I get it. But I got Chuckles, Psych Out, Law and Order, Crazy Legs, Tunnel Rat, and Raptor. Those
Oh,
are the ones I
dude.
remember having.
That's a good haul right there. I love those
Yeah.
figures.
And, you know, and I played with them when I was 15. I played with them when I was 16. I'm not gonna lie, I had a job at 17. I still played with my toys. I just kept it quiet. I just at that age, you know, you're not supposed to. I guess society back then, you're not supposed to play with your toys, but I loved it. An
Yeah.
imagination of everything. It was
Mhm.
a lot of fun. G.I. Joe and Masters Universe was what was my toys of choice. As far as like trading, I traded all my Star Wars stuff for G.I. Joe. Kids around the neighborhood.
Same.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had, because my parents, I mean, we weren't well off, but they took very good care of us toy wise,
Mhm.
Christmas, birthdays. And once 82 hit, Star Wars was nothing to me because I haven't seen the movies yet. I didn't have that love for it. So I traded everything and got a bunch of cool Joes.
Yep.
And really built up. I mean, I got a whale and everything. I was a little
Dude.
all through
Golly.
all through trades. You know, hey,
Yeah,
you want
wow.
this? I want that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was.
What'd you trade for the
know.
whale? What'd you
I
have to
don't
trade?
remember.
How many figures,
Maybe.
I wonder?
It was probably vehicles. I probably traded vehicles straight up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, or play sets. I had the Hoff play set. I had.
I'll trade you the
Mm.
land speeder for the whale.
I traded
Yeah.
my land speeder for. I don't even remember,
Yeah.
but it was just like that.
Yeah.
Kids were into Transformers. I couldn't get in Transformers because the money, they were more expensive.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I had all these Star Wars toys that was cool, and I took care of my stuff. I played with them, but I took care of it.
Mhm.
So I was trading, you know, good shape stuff for new stuff that I didn't have and
Yeah.
couldn't get otherwise.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. I remember a friend of mine, he gave me the Trouble Bubble for my birthday. I forget what year that was, but he wrote somewhere. I don't know if he was like keeping a journal or something, but he wrote down. I came across this. It's so funny. He gave it to me for my birthday present, but he was hoping I would trade it back to him for something that he had. You could have just bought one for yourself, or given me something different.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, Max is willing to trade that for me." So
Yeah, my parents. Well, this is back when we were doing Star Wars before G.I. Joe. For Christmas, they would take us to. I think it was Big Blue. That was the name of the shop, or it was like a franchise, and they would let me pick out something for my brother Pat. Then they would take him in there and let him pick out something for me. So what we did, I just got something I wanted, and he got something he wanted, and that way, yeah, we just made sure that that's how we did it.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Casey, those figures that you mentioned that were your last, did you say those was it your last Christmas, or did you get that further on, like down, or was that during Christmas time, or just throughout
I
that
want to say
year?
it was Christmas. Because I've told the story before, because it's at the age where you're supposed to be getting out of toys and this and that. So they had, remember the old like sweater boxes that you'd open it up, you have like a sweater in there or something.
Yeah.
Had that, but they shoved it full of toys, those figures.
Mm.
And there could have been
Yeah.
a different figure in there, but those are the ones that stand out that I remember. And it was a lot of fun. I was like, oh, great, a sweater. I honestly still don't care about clothes.
Right.
My wife's, she's always telling people, now, Casey, he won't buy a $40 pair of jeans, but if he sees a toy he wants for $100, he'll spend that in a second. I'm like, well,
You know,
Yep.
guys recycle the clothes. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, I mean, we all know, like, hey, if you're gonna wear a pair of jeans, you know, I'm probably wearing these pair of jeans 3 times a week.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you know, there's only 2 pair of jeans I need. Yeah, I haven't bought clothes in a long time.
You know, the only
remember-
clothes
Yeah.
I ever get are my friends' toy shows. I'll wear those all the time.
Remember, like
Yeah.
in either, I think it's around 81 or so, for Christmas, I open up this box. I'm like, and I open it up, and it's long insulated underwear, thermal top, thermal bottoms, and I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me! And it goes over the shoulder. Well, now if I open up a Christmas package and it's like socks and underwear, I get excited.
I still don't.
I guess it's just showing a
Well,
little bit
yeah.
of maturity on my side. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
either
I've gotten so many sweaters. It's like, please, no.
see, I don't do sweaters.
Yep, they sure do.
Yeah.
And yes, Gary's t-shirts
Yeah,
are awesome.
Okay.
that they are.
Wearing one today, so nice. So
What? Ferret
Joe,
RV, is that what it says?
yeah, it's for
Ferret
Chapel's
RTV.
Assistant Motor Pod. Yeah,
Oh, Ferret ATV.
ATV.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
that's fair.
There's some good stuff in the chat. I've just been reading it. A lot of
It's-
people's Matthew Comstock's last one was the Mamba in 1988.
Wow.
Joe
Okay.
Era, he has a Ziploc bag of the Muscle Guys. Remember those?
Yes.
Oh, I love those. Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
Kingpin Toys Instagram account had he did a claim sale, and he had a few of those still on card, and they got scooped up real quick.
Yeah. Jolana, there was a vendor had a big Ziploc bag full of them, and for like $100. It's like, I'm going to pass on that one.
Seen a guy at Mid Ohio Con one year. It's right after Wizard took it over and became Wizard World Ohio.
That's cool. Pen
Uh,
pal. Wow,
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Wow.
cool.
that is awesome.
Let's hear it for pen
But,
pals.
yeah. Seen a guy with those little muscle men in his dreadlocks.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I wouldn't want them after you're done with them, buddy. Nothing wrong with dreads, but man, these were like big old rascals. He had little muscle men
Mhm.
sticking out all of them.
Last vehicle, septic tank. Several from 93, probably Night Creeper leader. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
And Gary, I believe I've in my last video of the 93 catalog that was just out this last week. So go and watch it, everybody. Thank you. I did drop Gary's name on there quite a bit, a few times, because I was swearing up and down. I was like, I bet Gary has this vehicle. I bet Gary has this vehicle.
those are always safe bets.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put that check in the bank.
Yeah,
Yeah, as I was making it, I was just like looking through the cat. I was like going, all of a sudden, I was like, Gary has to have this vehicle.
Hmm.
for sure. So
Well,
I'm sorry, the chat threw me off because it's so good.
No, yeah.
Who's next?
yeah.
I'm
Well,
guessing
Eric, I'm looking at
mine's-
you. Oh,
Okay.
okay. I mean,
So- The last two that was gifted to me was Crystal Ball and Jinx.
okay.
And I think Crystal Ball, for some reason, my mom got it for me for Easter.
Yeah.
And Jinx, I think, was a Christmas present. And then the last Joe I bought, I was just out of high school, and for some reason, I'd always walk through the toy aisle. even though I wasn't buying toys.
Mhm.
And I seen this Snake Eyes on the peg, Ninja Force Snake Eyes version 5 in 1993, and I picked him up and took him home. I was like, I don't care for the weapons. This weapons tree thing sucks. And I didn't like the ninja action. There we go. But so, and then, so what I did with my Snake Eyes is I took him home, and I had a very small toy collection at that time, and my room was extremely small. So I took a shoestring type string and I put a thumbtack in the ceiling with it, and then I had him like he was swinging with a sword out, like swashbuckling, and he was kind of like hanging there, like he was in midair, like "Yar me hearty," and then
Pirate Snake Eyes.
yeah, and then the last two figures I remember ever picking up was a Michael Keaton Batman, the 5 POA Batman. And then I picked up a 5 POA Robin. It was whenever they just came out with the new Robin costume for Tim Drake. And it had
Love that
the real
costume.
nice, yeah, it had the real nice cloth cape and everything. And I still have those two. So,
Nice.
but the
Oh, okay.
the Snake Eyes Crystal Ball and Jinx are no longer. They got sold for comic book money.
And now you're selling comic books for toy money.
Yes.
Vicious
Full
cycle.
circle.
Yeah, vicious cycle.
Yeah.
So if you want to buy some comic books, anybody, just let me know what you're looking for.
Let me know what you have.
G.I. Joe is off the table.
So Joe Landa, I didn't bring my compendiums with me to Joe Fest because I was afraid they might get damaged in transit. So the Joe Lanta is closer to where I live, and so I did get all 4 volumes signed by Larry Hama this time. So I was like,
nice.
Yeah. Even got to have, and it was kind of a smaller convention, a little slower on Sunday, and I actually got to have a little bit of a conversation with him, and he was gracious enough to answer a couple of questions that I had. So I was like, okay, check that off the bucket list.
Yeah, meeting him is one of the highlights of my life.
Yeah.
He shaped my childhood with his stories. And he's still doing it today. I mean, his run right now on Skybound is fantastic.
I was trying to talk to him at Joe Fest, and he has had this confused look on his face the entire time. I was like,
I think it was just so noisy. He kept saying, he said he was a little hard of hearing. So, yeah.
I just figured it was my thick hillbilly accent.
Go ahead, Max. Go ahead.
Well, two things that I wanted to ask him that I got to ask, that I was able to get an answer from this. And I know he doesn't like he gets asked the same questions over and over again. I said, do you mind if I ask you a question that you probably heard 1,000 times? And he's kind of, yeah, go ahead. And I said, is there any plans to restart special missions, like back at the original numbering? He said, no, but I would jump at the chance. He's like, I would absolutely do it if they would let me. So I'm like, that would be awesome. Love special missions. And and I asked him, like, has he ever been pressured or thought about retconning out the Vietnam War out of the lore? Because as time has progressed, there's kind of when you fix a historical moment to a comic, it's like, but time passes. And he said, no one's ever thought about it. No one's ever suggested it. He's like, there's really, in his mind, it's like time just is different in comics. So it's like, I'm like, okay, so do you kind of feel like it's like we're perpetually set in the 80s or anything like that? And he said, no, it's just comic book time to him. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I was just cool. And so and then from there, we kind of got to talking about his, my dad was in Vietnam. He was in Vietnam. We got to talking about, experiences and the military and stuff like that. So I was like, and I just I was like, that was cool. I was like, thank you, sir. And
Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome.
I want to say good morning to Plastic Fantastic.
Good morning.
Morning.
Awesome.
And
Good morning,
Matthew
sir.
Comstock loves your hillbilly accent.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Wes,
Go ahead.
well, I was just going to say, Wes, you turning it over to you to share your
Oh,
last.
yeah.
Hurrah.
So 87 figures right up here was my last I'm going to say it's on a technicality. It was the year of 87, and it was probably early 87. So I'm coming out of 7th grade, getting ready to go into 8th grade. So I think it was like midsummer. And Outback, Tunnel Rat, Law and Order, Battle Armor Cobra Commander, Crocmaster, Raptor, Falcon. I still have all those from my original purchases, and who am I forgetting? Chuckles. Everything else, I picked up as an adult. But those are all my originals that I still have over there. It's always weird. And I say on a technicality because it was already past my last because I didn't realize it was going to be like that 86 was going to be my last Christmas of getting toys. I had no idea by that time. And my last toys I got for Christmas that I still have is crap. This is going to be weird. All right. Is my original Conquest.
Nice.
Nice.
And okay. And then so it was a good Christmas because I got that and I got the Tomahawk, and this is still my original. And the blades that I still have the blades. I just have them taken off. You don't want to do that too often.
No, I got one broken mine.
But so yeah, those are my last. 86 was the last Christmas. Going into 87, and going into 8th grade, you kind of felt that peer pressure and putting away your Joes, your toys. And I was into sports, and girls, or trying to be anyway. Everything's changing with your body, and it's plus it's a small school, so everybody knows you, all the parents know you, and it's a small town. And so if someone knows that you're still buying toys, it's going to get out there, and you didn't want that to get out there. So hey,
it's my brother. Yep.
Welcome.
We played with toys longer than we should have.
Yeah, and I mean, it was
Or Mr. Wheeler.
Luckily I was down in my Max is purple.
Yes.
Max is purple.
Darn it. Sorry. That's my stupid computer.
It's all right. Still sound good.
It looks kind of cool.
It happens even on work.
But
He'll be back.
Okay. But yeah, the peer pressure, and luckily I lived out in the country. It was like an 8-mile drive into town, and a lot of people did anyway, because like I said, it's a small town. But to where, and I'd just go down to my bedroom. If I wanted to get out my Joes, I would just take them out of the storage tote that they were in at the time, and I would usually more just display them than play with them. And I didn't know, like growing up, we didn't display our toys; we played with them.
Right.
Mhm.
And I did know one kid that he had Mask and he had Transformers. And anytime that I'd go over there, they were always displayed on a shelf, and he would never play with them. Because I was like, hey, let's play, let's see if we can collide these two universes together. And he was like, yeah, I'm not going to take them off the shelf. I'm like, what?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. I
Toys-
mean, Transformers were expensive back in the day, and he had a lot. And Mask was, for the size of Mask, they were kind of expensive too. But
Mhm.
when Christmas came around for 1987, no toys under the tree. I kind of already knew it because I didn't ask for any. I wanted a few, but I didn't ask for any. I did get a Walkman. That was the year that everybody in our school got a Walkman. So I do remember 87 was the year I got my first Walkman, and Permanent Vacation by Aerosmith,
Mhm.
Run DMC,
Mm.
Raising Hell, and I want to say Hysteria, Def Leppard, I think. Or no, Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses.
Mm.
Appetite
Mhm.
in 87. So 87 was my last year of Joe's. 86 is my last Christmas. But there was one last Joe I did buy after 87. And Yojo.com has it at 1990. 3D Joe's has it in 1991. And I'm probably going to go with 3D Joe's because I know the Yojo.com site's been broken for a little time now.
Right. I would. Yeah.
But I walked into my little town's general store called Duck Walls, and I don't know what I was in there for. And I was in high school at the time, and I'm thinking it was 91 because I'm thinking I was a senior at the time. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Every single
Hysteria.
song on there.
Yep. Hysteria, the number one album of 1987, in my opinion.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
terrible.
Oh, you
But-
shut your filthy mouth.
But to be fair, I saw him 3 times in concert
Mhm.
on that tour because honestly, at that point in time, there's nothing else to do. I went and seen bands I hated, hence Def Leppard.
Man.
Ouch, man.
Well, it's been
I've
fun,
seen
guys.
I've seen them 3
Yeah.
times in the last 7 years.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they're
wow.
still good. Yeah. Yeah. I saw
Yep.
them. They were the headliner for, it was Tesla.
I like Tesla.
Tesla's awesome.
Sure was Adam Bone.
They're underrated. Anyway,
Mm.
I can't remember the other band, and then Def Leppard, and then who else did? Yeah. Anyway, back to I walked into the store and got the version 3 dial tone, Mr. Ronnie Trickshot's favorite figure.
Great video this morning, by the way.
Yes, go
Mhm.
check out Ronnie Trickshot's video. He did one on his favorite little boy toy figure of dial tone, Mr. Jackass. I never caught that as a kid. Jackass. First name Jack, middle name S. Jackass. 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 Whatever.
Jack S.
Jack S. Yeah.
Jackass.
Yeah. I remember walking into the general store for something else and going, of course, on my way to check out, I had to go through the toy aisle, and my
Have to.
peripheral vision picked up G.I. Joe, and I was like, okay, now this dial tone looks like a badass, because not just of other than that stupid big ass backpack that he came with, because he also, I believe, came with the Lifelines backpack on it. But he came with that grenade launcher. And at the time, I was always taking Outback and Tunnel Rat and trying to, and who was the other one? I was always trying, probably Footloose. I was taking them out of my collections. and trying to make a Predator themed crew. And he had that grenade launcher like Poncho did in Predator. So, yeah, but yeah. So dial tone was technically my very last Joe I bought in '91. Some 5 years after I actually retired. And then as far as trades go, my friend and I that would always play GI Joes together, we would he lived probably 10 miles away, and either one of our parents would drop us off or whatnot at one of each other's house, and I'd bring over a tote of Joes and vehicles and stuff, and every once in a while we would make trades. So I still have a few figures from him because he would take nail polish and put it on one of the legs underneath to let him know that that's his. So when I see those in my collection to this day, I was like, I know who that's from.
Yep.
I'm not friends with him anymore, but just because he did something really bad and went to jail for back then, but I'm not going to get into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Said.
Yeah. Sorry.
But he lives
but
on
yeah.
in your collection.
So he probably has nail polish on him now.
Yeah. Ooh,
Hey-o.
I don't know. I don't know.
He's property now.
Yeah.
You sure have a pretty mouth.
I like the way you talk.
I like the way you talk.
He has some felon figures.
Matthew Comstock, you are right. That's who he looks like.
Yes, I was just, that movie is so underrated. I like it a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, so we would trade toys that way. I think that's how I got probably Stalker, because I never had Stalker's file card. And I was looking all through my file cards the other day, and I did a video on it. It'll be out next week. But I was like, yeah, here's a Stalker file card. That's not mine. And a few other file cards like that. And I was like, yeah, I have this figure still, but it's not my file card. So I picked that up in a trade. But and then I don't know what really happened to a lot of my 85 or 83 Joes for the most part. I have pretty much all my 86 and 87 Joes, just because I guess the playing just dialed down quite a bit. And then in 95 is when I got back into collecting in the Power of the Force 2 line. So basically from technically 87 till 95 is my break. So, and then talk about trades. I made the one big trade. I took everything that I collected from that Power of the Force 2 line on up from 95 to about 2008. And in 2020, I traded all that in for a flag.
Great trade.
Yeah, I think you came out ahead on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I was able to get the flag. I still had like a lot of store credit left on that too. And I was able to get the HQ then, like several weeks later, picked up a lot more figures. So yeah.
Look at this legend. What's up, Lawrence?
He has
What's
graced
up,
us with
Lawrence?
his presence.
Always good to see Lawrence.
Yeah.
But, I have to go back a little bit because those were the last gifts I had. But if we're talking last G.I. Joe I bought Bulletproof. Just randomly one time at Hills department store.
You had a Hills?
We had a Hills. We don't know.
Oh my gosh. We had a Hills. That's where I got everything.
Yeah, we did too.
I miss Hills.
So, yeah, me too. They had a great toy section.
Yeah.
Oh
got-
my gosh.
Never heard of it.
And
What?
I got
It is not
into, and I'm probably going to lose people here, but I'm a huge Star Trek fan. So when Playmates came out with their Next Generation figures, Deep Space Nine, all those, I had all those, but I never took them off the cart. I always had them hanging on my wall,
Mm.
and I lost all of them in a flood.
Oh, dude. It's like
But-
losing your favorite pet.
I mean, I had it all. I had the bridge playset. I had all the ships. I didn't think, oh, I'll just take them out of the. I just threw them away. I was so mad that I just threw it all away or burned it because we had a lot of water damage. So now I look at it as an opportunity to pick those figures up I had off the card for like $3 a piece now.
Yeah.
You know, when we transitioned from one toy line to another, wasn't fortunate enough to ask for both lines or a lot more, right? From basically for me it was like Star Wars into GI Joe. So
Mhm.
once pretty much Empire of the Strikes Back was out, and yeah, I'm a big, I still love Star Wars to this day. And it's sad to say that you have to say this, but the original three, right? Star Wars, Empire, and Return. Still love it. Anyway, but I wasn't a big fan of the 83 Return of the Jedi figures because I was more just focused on GI Joe, and that's what I was always looking at. Now, I was like, yeah, I'd love to have that. I never had a Millennium Falcon or anything like that, but yes, Ronnie,
I
did
had one.
but
I didn't want to throw that up, but now that you've seen it,
no,
right?
Whoa.
He's making the transition.
Yes,
Star Wars to Joe.
It was, and then, but that's how I would play with my Joes as well. Was that was the mix in that universe together?
Yeah.
Hey, Yorktown, and then
I'm getting there.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Yorktown.
Hey, Yorktown.
Hey, Yorktown.
But did you guys ever, when you got focused on another toy line and just pushed aside, the one now that's lesser, what did you end up doing with that you would like with my Star Wars, I had, and this was kind of a final hurrah for me because I finally just ended up GI Joe having a final battle with the Empire, and living on a farm, I could do a lot of stuff when my parents weren't around, and taking a gas can and basically making a circle around the Empire and then a trail of gas and then dropping a match, and I just lit my
no.
Star Wars, my figures on fire, and
Oh, no.
yeah.
I would never
no.
disrespect my toys like that.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
That
gosh.
Yes.
sad state of affairs there for
What was
Yeah.
you thinking?
He was thinking they're not going to be worth anything because back then they weren't.
Yeah.
yeah.
See,
Well,
I
I
still
regret
have.
I regret it. Believe me, I regret it. Hey, Gaz.
Yeah.
Morning Gaz.
Hey, guys.
As
I still have some of my Star Wars figures from the '77 and the different movies, but it's just like I can never done that.
yeah,
He has a point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I always took pretty good care of my figures.
I tried
but
to.
I will say I didn't set them on fire, but I will say that, and it's kind of funny how it what my mindset was back in the the early days when okay, so started out with Star Wars. G.I. Joe comes along and blows my young mind because it's so extra. There's so much more articulation. And then fast forward 40 years, and G.I. Joe still got better articulation than Star Wars. So,
I know, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I had, so there was that 82 Return hadn't come out yet. So I was into Joe, but I didn't get a lot of Return of the Jedi. But I will tell you, the Christmas of '83, my great grandmother would give me $5 every Christmas, and I wanted the Jedi Luke Skywalker. Now I loved the Dagobah Bespin Luke Skywalker.
Yep.
That was like one of my all-time favorites, but I wanted the black one. So Hills was, I'm talking like wall to wall in the toy section. They had more Star Wars toys than I had ever seen. I mean, it was like just 8 feet high, row after row after row. And me and my mom went looking through, and we were almost to the end. Like we were almost done. Like, it's just not here. We found one. And I did not part with that thing until I think I might have sold it on eBay or something like that. But I did trade a lot of my Star Wars toys for G.I. Joe toys. So that was kind of like the extra currency, is kids that were still into Star Wars but weren't into the military stuff. It's like got a lot of Joes there. So yeah. And then the ones that I did save, I ended up selling on eBay, 20 years later, 20, 30 years later.
Like, I wasn't never allowed to trade my stuff off. My mom and dad was like, "You'll regret it. You'll want it again. We're not going to buy it again." I was like, "Okay," but they did not have a bit of problem to sell it in yard sales.
Right.
Oh, yeah. What's up with that?
And then, like, I was trying to get comic book money, so I boxed up all my G.I. Joe figures. I didn't have many, but still, I had like version 1 Breaker, I had version 1 Short Fuse, and version 1 Clutch, and my Vamp, and my Havoc, and my the remains of my Dragonfly,
and Rock and Roll with the broken thumbs.
Didn't have Rock and Roll as a kid.
Oh,
so my mom took him to a farmer's market. Her and my dad had lost their jobs at the same time. They was trying to sell produce. Mom said this dirty faced little boy walked up, was like, "How much?" And she told him, and he's like, and he walks off. He comes back later, and he's like, "How much did you say?" And I know I've told Casey this story 1,000 times, but I learned a lesson from this. And she's like, "Just take one." Well, she said 20, 30 minutes later, here comes a whole army of dirty faced little boys led by this boy. And she's like, "Just take the box." So my Skyhawk, my everything just gone. And I get off the school bus. I'm walking down the hill. I'm like, "How did it go?" She's like, "Well, you don't have a box." I'm like, "Yes, give me my money." And she goes, "Well," I'm like, "What?" And then my mom was like,
"Where did they live?"
Yeah. I was like, "What did you do?" And she said, she told me about the little boys. And I was like, "You did what?" And she said, "Yeah, I just told him to take them." I was like, "Mom, how am I going to buy comic books? Because I know not to ask you all for money. And I'm saving pop cans and stuff." And she's like, "Let me ask you a question." She's like, "Have you ever went a Christmas without getting anything?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Have you ever never got anything for your birthday?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Did you ever wonder where you're going to sleep at night?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "What about wondering where your family's at every night?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "I've been all of them." She's like, "So hush it." I found out later I was like, "Okay." I found out later she'd been homeless twice.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So first time she's in a one-room schoolhouse, watched their house burn down. And then I'll not go into the details on the second time, but she said that the only toy she ever had in her entire life was in the house that burnt. That she said, we were poor and we knew it. And so so now, like with me, Casey is, and some other friends are like, "Why do you go out of your way to give people stuff?" I'm like, "To make sure they're taken care of."
To be fair, I don't think I've ever said that.
Okay. Somebody said it to me then. Somebody's like, "Quit giving your stuff away." I'm like, "I'm trying to take care of people."
Excuse me.
So if anybody needs a Duke, I'm joking.
Oh gosh.
I have 2 Dukes. couldn't get rid of them if I
You
wanted
made me
to.
think of something, Eric, when you were talking about that. And it made me think of, like, I was able to stumble upon my parents, or not my parents, but my dad's. He had a few toys from his childhood, like, stuck in a closet,
Mhm.
and but he was into model trains and stuff, like HO scale and stuff like that. But he had one of those electric football set,
Yeah.
those things that vibrate,
My dad had one of them.
Mhm.
and
Mm.
he had I can't remember what it was. Not Tyco back in the day, but it was a racetrack that never worked
Mm.
correctly.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it was cool always finding that stuff.
And like
Yeah.
I've got my dad's. You remember the viewfinders?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've got a viewfinder projector from the 1950s in the original box.
That's cool.
I need to try to figure out how to change the light bulb in it. That's the only thing that's wrong with it. And it's got some like his viewfinders from the 50s. But I did find out
Sorry.
later,
That was funny.
like a few years ago, that when the house burnt, my grandma took herself and 6 kids and they moved into a chicken coop until they built the house back.
Mm.
So
Well, at least you had eggs, right?
yeah, well, yeah.
Sorry, just trying to make light of it.
I'm sorry to gotten so heavy. Casey. Segue.
Yeah. Well, we're like an hour and 10 into this. I've really enjoyed reading the chat today. It's been
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Did everybody go? Did everybody go?
Actually, I don't think I wanted to let
Oh,
everybody.
I'm sorry.
Since it
Go
was
ahead.
my idea. So, but I don't want to keep people too long. But
No.
No, they're gonna
So-
stay here until we're done.
oh,
Yes.
alrighty.
We need to
Okay.
hear from you. I thought I already did. I'm so sorry.
I
Eric's
wanted
got
to
me thinking other things now.
Sorry, Casey.
I have
I'm
the gift
fired
of
by
gab, so
y'all.
I might I wanted to let other people go before I talked.
You're
'Cause I didn't
fine,
want to
sir.
ruin it. So what I do for the longest time, and I think the last time I was on here, the first time I was with you guys, I think I mentioned that for the longest time I thought my last figure was a Motu figure, and because I remember definitely having this guy Cyclone, and out of nostalgia, so I'm not into Masters of the Universe, although I wanted to sample this, and this was the last one that I knew that I bought. But I checked the dates, and so this came out like maybe 86 or 7 or something, but I was definitely kind of out of figure collecting by 88, and I would have been going into like 10th grade. So this might have been either late ninth grade, early 10th grade. And I've been off and on yojo.com kind of looking at the dates and everything. I do know for a fact that the last figure that I purchased, now checking the dates, was Storm Shadow V2. And I loved that figure. That was I love Storm Shadow. He's probably my favorite Joe after Snake Eyes. It's kind of a toss up because I love Storm Shadow in the comic. And which is kind of makes this one a little disappointing because I love the flared hood that he had.
Mm.
And they didn't really recreate that on this figure. So, and I really wish they'd give us a unmasked Tommy Arashikage head. But on a whole, it's a pretty cool figure. But yeah, that had to have been the last one that I purchased. But I did trade a few. I had Hydro Viper, which I might have purchased. There was a kid in the neighborhood that we swapped stuff back and forth. So out of the 88 line, I had Storm Shadow V2, Shockwave, Hydro Viper, Charbroil, and Muskrat. And I do think Muskrat was the last figure that I got through a trade with this guy. So, and it was kind of like Wes, was it you were saying, like, or Eric, about the kind of, you're getting to an age where I'm from a small town and you don't want to be seen going into the toy aisle, buying stuff. But yeah, that was kind of like, okay. And then I do remember, this is why I think I purchased the the Hydro Viper, because I remember being in the toy aisle with my dad when I'm like 14 or 15. And there's another kid about my age, and he's got some stuff, and we're looking and kind of comparing notes. And and I remember holding the Hydro Viper, and my dad was kind of like, "Are you sure about this? Why are we here?" I mean, he was kind of, kind of some mild shaming going on, like, "Hey, aren't you a little old for this?" It's kind of like when you dress up for Halloween and people say, "Aren't you a little old to go trick or treating?"
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so that was probably the end. And I was also I was much more of a comic fan, much more into comics at the time. So I don't really remember what the last figure I was gifted. It might have been 85, 86, because me and my brother, between the two of us, we had pretty much everything from 82, 83, 84, and 85. And then things started kind of dropping off. 86, we had some good ones, 87, and then those few from 88. So things were kind of dropping off a bit. But I was into like Superpowers and the Secret Wars stuff. Mask had a few vehicles from that, traded for some Transformers. And and looking back, it's kind of, I'm like, we didn't have a lot of money either, but somehow I had like, holy moly, I had all of this stuff, but it's just, it's just kind of, I remember just kind of after a while, I was being gifted like comic collection, comic books, some collections here and there, like the very first X-Men Marvel Masterworks, like that hardcover had just come out. And so the very first one, when they started that publication, so that was like 88 or so, but 92, 93, it started picking up some stuff. Like this is when I stopped. I just bought them, never opened them, just kind of held on to them, displayed them. So I liked Spider-Man 2099. Toy Biz, I think, was doing the Marvel stuff. And I picked up the first Spider-Man 2099 figure, and I still have that. That's like the only figure that I still have open. And it's starting, the plastic's starting to get a little sticky. It's like, it's over 30 years old. Yeah. And I have taken that with me and displayed that, put it on the wall with Handytac every place I have lived. And it's so funny because I picked up the Mafex one and did a review on it. So if you haven't watched it, check it out. And I forgot to compare the two on screen. So yeah. But I picked up some of the Star Trek stuff, the Playmates, and picked up some of the Toy Biz Marvel stuff, like the Fantastic Four, the Power of the Force Star Wars. So I was kind of, throughout the 90s, I picked up a few things and just kind of held on to them. And then probably around 2007, I just started selling off a bunch of stuff. All of my Joes were in a shoebox and over at my parents' house. And so I just kind of went through and sold all of that stuff. And now I'm back into it here just in a couple of years. I was vaguely aware of Marvel Legends for the last, 10, 15 years. And, but until my brother kind of told me about Classified, I was like, kind of just completely out of it altogether. I'll probably never stop being a comic book fan. So, but yeah, it's kind of like right after I got into Classified, Larry Hama I guess he was continuing to write. I was aware of the IDW stuff, but then Skybound gets the rights, and it's like right on the tail end of me getting the Classified. Here we are with the continuation of A Real American Hero. So yeah, that's kind of, in a way, it's like, okay, I think whoever was talking, it's like, I wasn't playing with them, but I was displaying them. So in a way, figure collecting has been a big part of, the life. And it's interesting because those of us who collect things, it's like the psychology of it. So it's kind of fascinating in a way. It's like, it's really, I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's not, I'm not psychoanalyzing anybody, but
you're fine.
Hey, we like what we like, and that's okay.
Yep.
Thanks, Larry.
Yeah, I think, here's a bonus round. Do you guys remember the first toy you bought as an adult to get back into collecting?
Yes.
G.I. Joe. Let's just do G.I. Joe.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So before you said GI Joe, yeah, it was that when the stupid He-Man version of Power of the Force 2 release of 95 Star Wars, but hey, I still bought them,
Yeah.
but I did get out of that, right? I stopped collecting that stuff in the late like 2008 or whatever. But my first GI Joe, see you, Gary.
See,
Be careful,
Gary.
Gary.
Spreadsheets. But yeah, mine was because my first Joe as a kid was Short Fuse. So I saw on Instagram, like in 2018, a bunch of Joe stuff like starting to fill my feed up. Probably because I was like collecting pictures on Pinterest of GI Joe, vintage GI Joe art, and it got better. It got better. That first
I like
wave
those
was
super long, yeah, that super long lightsabers.
yeah. Well, just the the poses, like Lando's pose. Yeah. You couldn't stand them up. Anyway, but yeah, it was Short Fuse. I was like, I'm gonna get back into Joe's. And I saw a claim sale. I was like, wow, you can buy stuff on Instagram. That's cool. Here's a claim sale and claimed Short Fuse again. And that's, I was only gonna do figures. Whoops.
Yeah. We should do a show called Lies We Tell Ourselves.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
go ahead, Wes.
Mine had,
Max.
yeah, mine had to be so I mentioned before, like Outback was the first one. My brother, Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, and so the next week I went out, and I think the first one I bought, I went to Target and bought Rock and Roll, and so I had the original Rock and Roll. I'm pretty sure the original I had Grunt was the very first. I consider Grunt the first Joe. And so I'm pretty sure I had a lot, him, Rock and Roll, Short Fuse, Flash. My brother had, I know he had Breaker. So anyway, it's kind of like he just wants to get the original 13 if he can. And but yeah, for me it was definitely like, oh, okay, Rock and Roll is definitely one of the first ones. So that's the first one that I purchased, and then I went out like Spirit, Torpedo, Scrap Iron, like whatever I could find on the shelves. Took a picture of it, sent it to my brother. I'm like, you've created a monster.
Yep. So for me, I was at Tricon. Is a new show. It was in Huntington, West Virginia, and I went to it, and this guy had like his whole entire table of GI Joes, the vintage Joe rings, and I'm like, wow, this brings back memories. I was there for a comic book convention, so I'm digging through them, and I find Flint version 1, and he was complete. I'm like, man, this is a blast from the past. So I put him up here, and I'm digging through some more, and I find version 3 Snake Eyes. I was like, man, I loved whenever he came out in the comic like this. So I got those two, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm probably done. And then I find more. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then the Rise of Cobra figures, the 25th anniversary figures came out. And I'm like, man, these are pretty cool. So I start buying them. And I'm just going to buy the ones I like, or the ones that I had back in the day. Well, that snowballed because I never knew about Tunnel Rat. I found him. I was like, oh, this guy's really cool. And then I didn't know about some of the other ones. I'm like, yep, got to have these guys. And just.
Yeah, I loved, never had him, but I thought Lowlight always looked so cool. And so right after, like just a couple of months after I got into the line, it's like, I'm going to get that one for sure, and then it's like, oh, Tunnel Rat. I love Tunnel Rat. So,
Yep.
So I think whoever said it's like, just one more figure.
Yeah.
Or just the figures I had as a kid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Then you realize I didn't have that many, and I want more.
Yeah. It's like, or the ones I didn't have and I wanted to get. Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
safe, Steve.
So the one that got me back into collecting, Joe, was me and Matt, who started Podcasting in the Pit with me.
Matt.
We were at the Louisville Toy Mall. Now, I was looking for Walking Dead figures because I love Walking Dead, and he was looking for tractors, toy tractors. And we come across this booth that had some vintage Joes. And I was like, man, I love these as a kid. He's like, yeah, me too. And which there's an age difference between us by like 8 years or something like that. So we have different childhood Joes that we like. So I found an iceberg. And I was like, man, I loved this when I was a kid. And he picked up, I think it was version 3 Destro with the spinning disc. And
Hey.
he's like, yeah, I like this one. And I go, I'll buy this one if you buy that one. He's like, yeah, let's do that. And then it just snowballed. We went all in. We were buying all different kinds of, we didn't concentrate on one kind of Joe. We were doing 25th. We were doing the vintage. When Classified came out, we both started doing Classified, but he jumped out early.
And you went full in.
I did go full in, then I sold them all. Except
And now you're
for
back into it.
no.
Yeah, you are.
I kept 10 that I liked and sold the rest and got some Motu classics. No regrets. They're awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't buy any of the ones I sold, and I only buy the ones that I really want.
Yeah.
So I'm not all in, but I do appreciate them. I think they're good figures.
Yeah.
But
I think what kind of
go ahead.
What kind of blew my mind was, I guess, I've kind of, once I discovered the 6-inch, like they were in the 6-inch line, the detail in the articulation was what really got a hold of me, because it just seemed like this is the culmination of the fandom. It's like, this is the culmination of technology has finally advanced to where I can finally have the figures that I always imagined, that I always desired, always wanted. And so that's why I really like the 1/12 scale. And, the Playmate stuff for Star Trek, the Powers of the Force, it's like, I mean, they were fine for the day, but then when you compare what we can get now, I will say that like I said before, I was aware of Marvel Legends, but like in the smaller scale, like 4-inch, and the proportions just didn't seem right to me. The articulation was a little bit more advanced, but it just didn't seem, it didn't seem very, very good. Like the quality didn't seem very good. And I'm like, so there was a part of me that wanted to get like some of those characters, but I'm like, yeah, they're just not hitting the mark. And then I discovered the 6-inch scale, and it's like, okay, I've always been a collector, and now I found something else to collect. My life is complete.
Until the next wave.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's this or heroin.
Yeah. My wife always says I could spend my money on worse things, so I really appreciate that.
Amen. Matthew.
All right. So did we miss anything? Because I really enjoyed this talk today.
This has been good.
Yeah.
Memory lanes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for
Wes,
Casey.
what do you got coming up?
I have a video that's already out on YouTube right now with the 92 catalog. The 92 catalog. Crap, I said 93 earlier.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah. So I got the 92 catalog video out, and then this upcoming week, I have one on all my file cards. My originals, and then just the ones I've picked up collecting, and how I talk about, and I ask, and definitely always put your comments down there in my videos, but I ask, how you store your file cards when you were a kid and how you store them now. And did you take much account into a file card when you were a kid? And kind of talk about that. So That's what I got going on.
I think Todd's wrong here, but okay.
Yeah.
I agree with Todd. I'm with Todd, but to each his own. To each his own.
Yeah. Each his
Yeah.
own.
Yeah, I collect all scales.
Mhm.
But
Not you, Casey.
yeah.
I'll say that
Got some Mondo too.
Oh.
1/6.
Well, those Marauders figures are pretty good for their scale. The detail and the articulation is pretty good. So I did that build a figure at Joe Fest. So yeah.
I love using their gear on the Joes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Lawrence.
Oh wow.
Wow. That's impressive.
Wow.
Leather bound.
Thanks, Larry.
Larry, have a good day, sir, and weekend.
Yes.
Be safe out there.
All right. So Max, what you got coming up?
Let's see. I excuse me. So I've got my last video I put up was Slice and Dice. So if you guys haven't seen that, check it out. Got the ESU figure Wednesday. I've got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. So, but I'm going to try and get a video review of the police officer, and I might do just a video of the Trench Viper just for the heck of it, and maybe a few of the things that non-Joe stuff that I picked up at Joe Lanta.
Nice.
So, but the police officer will definitely be the next one.
Yeah, I always appreciate all your
Yeah.
videos, even non-Joe related stuff. So,
Oh, thank you.
yep. In case anybody doesn't subscribe to Joe Hunter 73 and Maximum Warp, you should check both of them out. They're fantastic channels,
That they are.
and better than that, they're both really good guys. So,
Yep.
If nobody's got anything else, I think it's time to go before I start rambling.
Yep.
Have a nice weekend, guys.